What good is knowledge if it's not passed down? What good is all of this wisdom if it's not shared, right? Like then the wisdom just stops. So that's my goal. Hello, it's Damiana updating on the pregnancy. I am 17 weeks now, which is just insane. I'm trying to think about this week recap. I spent a lot of time just like slowing down, hanging out with my daughters, and I had a prenatal visit too. It was really cool that my midwife, shout out to Lakeisha, a mother's worth. She's amazing. So she came over to the house because I am having a home birth, and I have a midwife and doula and all that good stuff. So prenatal visit, we went over ultrasound stuff. It was like a 12-week ultrasound, but I took it pretty late. And I discovered that my placenta is posterior, so it's in the front of my uterus, versus my 2 previous pregnancies where the placenta was posterior, like in the back. So it all makes sense. It makes sense why my stomach is, I feel like it's huge. I know it's not huge, but it's like bigger than my first 2 pregnancies at 17 weeks. I also know it's my 3rd baby, so like, yes, I will probably be bigger anyway, but because the placenta is there, I got more baggage in the front. Plus, I had a tendency, I've noticed like my pelvic tilt, I've kind of been tilting forward a little bit. That's just because there's like this 2 or 3 pounds of weight from the placenta on the front of my uterus. So I thought that was interesting too. Like what I was feeling in my body was just confirmed, and like everything makes sense now. So I'm just being mindful of my posture, working on my core strength extra, and doing breath work, which is going to strengthen my core, and also, you know, get this energy flowing and awakened and just all this good stuff. But I just thought that was really interesting because I'm like, yo, like, why are these pants this tight already? Like, I don't want to buy maternity stuff, but I've bought a couple, like I bought a pair of jeans and a couple of leggings, but I haven't found leggings that I really like either, because I like under the belly, or like all of my shirts are crop tops. Like I don't have any regular sized shirts. So I do like a high rise legging, but they all have like funky seams and it just is not flattering in the back now that like I'm getting a little chunky around, you know, my back and like love handle type of thing. It just looks different. It just looks different. So, oh, we went to the Crayola experience. There's like, I think maybe like 10 or 12 locations around the world, and we have one here in Chandler, Arizona, and it was so much fun. The girls went crazy. We got to create all these different things with different Crayola products, like melting crayons. The girls even got to create their own crayon label with like their name on it and like a cool little like design. So that was really cool. And it was the sweetest thing ever. They said, Mommy, we have to make one for Daddy. And it was just like warmed my heart that like they're so considerate and kind and loving and thoughtful, right? Like that we're doing this fun stuff together as like a family, like me and them, and they're thinking about how can we include Daddy, right? Like thinking about him, and like they want him to be a part of it. So making that crayon was really, really, really cool. So we got a blue crayon for him and it says Daddy, and there was a music emoji because he plays the djembe in his free time to like de-stress from the court. So very cool. But also it was again, when we do stuff like that, like really fun things, it does make me a little sad because my husband's not here to experience this stuff with us. So I like let myself feel that heaviness, you know, for a second, couple minutes, or, you know, sometimes it's a couple hours. In this instance, you know, I'm so used to doing it, it kind of moved through and it'll like a lot faster. So I had to check myself real quick, like, all right, this is what it is. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's sad. Yes, I want him to be a part of this and making memories with us. Yes, it sucks that he's missing out on all of this. And also it's really beautiful that we get this time together, right? Like I get this luxury to be at home, to kind of create our own rhythm, slow down when I want to. We can just kind of pick up and kind of go whenever we feel like it. So just really acknowledging that, because that's really fun. And I do love that part of my life, that I do have this freedom. This freedom is really beautiful. And we went to this experience with another one of my dear friends. I love her so much. And she is a partner to a professional sports agent. And so she kind of the same stuff that I deal with like, you know, her man not being around. So it's just really cool just to be around like someone else who gets it, doing these fun things and kind of still like feeling those same bittersweet feelings, you know? Like this is really great, but also like I wish he was here with us, but also this is so cool. And then we had really great conversation too, because we were talking about just like our pregnancies and the trauma that we experienced in our previous pregnancies and how we weren't that supported and how much we were missing support. And, you know, the next time that, you know, we are pregnant, how it's going to be different. And it's really interesting to know that the things that I'm feeling, someone else is also feeling, which I know this too, because the women that I work with too, like all this stuff comes up. But it's just nice to have someone that that I can lean on, someone else that I can come to, because I'm always the one that's going, like I'm always the go-to person. So it's nice to have, you know, to have that person to lean on. We also talked about just how like going about pregnancy in a conscious spiritual way is super empowering. And the first time that she was pregnant, she kind of was missing some of that stuff. I know for me too, the first pregnancy, I was definitely preparing, but I prepared in ways that maybe weren't the most helpful. So my second pregnancy, I took that feedback and I saw what I needed, especially postpartum, and especially like working through fears and working through my mindset stuff, and just really connecting with my body the second time around. And I had an amazing home birth experience that I just couldn't have dreamed of. You know, like whatever I envisioned for my home birth, my actual experience like surpassed my expectations. And it's because I was using these tools and resources that I had cultivated and created from previous pregnancies, from things that I didn't have, from things that I wish that I had done to prepare. So I've created like workbooks and resources and affirmations and mantras and like a whole system pretty much to help me prepare for birth and to help me prepare for a seamless transition postpartum into having 3 children, possibly 3 kids under 4, depending on when this baby wants to come. Yeah, because my oldest will turn 4 on the 23rd of February, and then this kid's due the 27th. So we'll see. What's that, like 5 days difference? So I don't know. We'll see. But if you're interested in the resources that I'm using, or, you know, want to connect with your body, strengthen your intuition, like be able to trust yourself again, like that was a huge thing. Like with my first one, I didn't know if I could fully trust myself or if I was even capable of giving an unmedicated, unassisted birth. And then my second pregnancy totally shattered that limiting belief. It totally gave me evidence to believe otherwise, that I was fully capable, that I was made for this, that I can do this and birth from within and have this beautiful connection with this fresh little human and just really have this empowered birth experience. And so I'm just really excited to share the resources that I've created with you. And also I used these resources that I've created not only for pregnancy and postpartum, but like beyond. Like these last, what has it been, like 3 years since I've created them and came back and revisited and like amped them up and added things and fine-tuned. Like I use it every day. The affirmations that I have and the mantras they're not just for birthing, they're not just for pregnancy, they're not just for like that 4th trimester, early postpartum. Like, I live by these, and I've shared a couple of them with you already so far. You were made for this. That is undeniable. I'm so capable. Like, it's just, there are just so many beautiful divine downloads and nuggets of wisdom that have come through from my pregnancies, and I just want to share it with somebody, right? Like, I want to share it with you. So just check out in the description box for some links, or all the things. All the things will be in the links below. Will be linked below. I don't know how to do this thing. I'm just here sharing what's on my heart, and I'm ready to go to bed, but I'm a little restless. Definitely need to quiet my mind, and that's been a struggle for me because I have so much creative energy flowing through me. Like, my womb space is in creation mode, right? Growing and nurturing a human. Just my body is just in this physical creative space. Like, my mind, I just have all these ideas, and just things keep turning up on my heart that like I just want to bring into fruition, and it's a lot. So when I do lay down and I close my eyes, all of this stuff pops up and comes through, and so I catch myself like writing stuff down or not being able to shut it off. And so I am actually about to go do some EFT tapping to release some of this and to quiet my mind, and just soothe my nervous system and do some breath work. Please know that I'm here as a resource. What good is knowledge if it's not passed down? What good is all of this wisdom if it's not shared, right? Like, then the wisdom just stops. So that's my goal, pretty much, is just to spread this wisdom, share my knowledge with you and with as many people as I possibly can. All right. Love you. Bye.